What's going on YouTube? Ian here. We are doing my entire completed PS4 collection. So this is not the complete PS4 collection, but this is what I have completed. The games that I've gone through the story mode and I've finished. So this is part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I know a lot of people want to see my gaming collection and not just my backlogs. And also I'm packing all this stuff up. So this is after this video, it's gonna immediately go into a box, and I'm going to pack it away. My PS4 isn't going to be packed away just yet, but the games I need to clear off the shelves. I need to start getting ready to move. So here we go. Let's get started. We first have 7 Days to Die. So this is a great Minecraft kind of game with a zombie survival aspect, and it's just every 7 days you have to face a horde, and it is great. I love this game. The graphics, I mean, graphically it's not very impressive on the PS4, but yeah, it's just a very nice open world Minecraft type game where you can just build whatever you want. I do have the platinum on this game. It took forever trying to find someone, because you're just not going to get the platinum without boosting. It's one of those that you need someone to sit down and be like, yeah, because I think you got to kill someone like 2,500 times online. And it's an open world game, and I think there's only like so many people that you can have online with you. I think it's like 4 people max. So trying to find people in the open world, you have to plan that trophy out. But yeah, just really fun horde zombie game, and yeah, it's really great. Next we have A Keeper's Trip: Undead and Undressed. Now this is a very mature oriented game, I guess, with the idea that you have to undress vampires, or well, I don't think they're actually called vampires, but they're basically vampires. So you have to undress them, tear off their clothes, and that's how you kill them, by exposing them to their skin to sunlight and stuff. We have Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is a great addition in the Alien franchise. A lot better than Colonial Marines. And yeah, it's just that's really a fun, scary game. We have, let's just do all these together. So we have the Assassin's Creed games. So starting off, we have Black Flag. Black Flag is really fun. Great ocean, sea traveling game. And it's an Assassin's Creed game. So you get the best of both worlds. You get to feel like a pirate and stuff like that. And it's just fun. I had a lot of fun hunting down sharks and stuff like that. We have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, just another great Assassin's Creed game. This one, they switched up the style from the previous Assassin's Creed games. In fact, they switched them up for these two. So these two are just pure big open world games, and they're so fun. There's a lot of stuff to do, lots of side quests, lots of stuff to get distracted and just explore. And I love this one just because it's ancient Greece, and it's just one of my favorite time periods. Origins, I do like the pyramids and stuff like that, but it's not as interesting as ancient Greece. So we have those, and we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is one that I've been meaning to get back in and replaying, because I want to get the platinum trophy on it, and it seems really obtainable. So I've eventually got to get back onto that, probably after my move. And then we have Assassin's Creed Unity. So this one had a lot of negative critical reception, just because there's lots of glitches. I've never experienced any really bad game-breaking glitches, but I know they exist. And yeah, in the comments, let me know if you've ever experienced anything like that. Battlefield 1. So this is one that I do have the platinum trophy on. I got this relatively new when it came out, and I just had so much fun going through the campaign. Great time period, and I think they really did a great job of highlighting how terrible World War I was without making it really boring. Because a lot of people are like, well, they don't have, you know, all the machine guns that World War II had and all that. But there is still so much going on in World War I, and they still did have some of those machine guns. So they highlighted the terrible nature of war while making a fun game. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. Not really much to say about this. Borderlands are always great games. I really enjoyed the first Borderlands. I played that on the PS3. I still have to pick that up for a PS4. And that's one of the few, I think that's the only Borderlands game that I actually do have the platinum on. Is the Borderlands, the first one for PS3. But yeah, the pre-sequel is great. Borderlands 2 is great. Really, really great games. We'll just do Call of Duty. So I have Call of Duty games, starting with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is kind of the point, Black Ops 3 and this was kind of the point where I started losing interest in Call of Duty. So I picked these up relatively cheap, and there's not really much to say about that. So that's Advanced Warfare. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I can't tell you a thing about the campaign. I pretty much played through it once, and I mentally blocked it out. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Now this is one that I absolutely hated, and it's not because the sci-fi story. In fact, I actually kind of wanted to see that, and I think I did kind of enjoy the sci-fi aspect. Not really sure if it's you know, relevant for a Call of Duty game. I think that it's kind of a little crazy that they would do that for Call of Duty, but I hated this game because I had just installed a 2 terabyte hard drive in my original PS4, and it was a buddy of mine. He helped me out with that, and I was really grateful. But the problem was certain games like this and Horizon Zero Dawn would not play. So I put this in, and I played it for about 5-10 minutes at a time, and then it would just glitch out. It would restart me, and I'd have to reopen the app, reopen the game, start playing again, load back in, and it was just such a nightmare trying to get through this. And I just pushed myself to get through it so I could put it on my shelf, and I was like, man, this was really one of those things that I did not want to do. But I eventually got through it, and I was happy. And as soon as I was done with it, I put it away, and I've never gone back to it. Call of Duty World War II. Now this is one, I have the collector's edition of this, and it's just, I love this game. The D-Day, I think, was one of the best ways that they've showcased D-Day in a Call of Duty game. Well, I can't remember. Well, Medal of Honor, that's what it reminded me of. Medal of Honor Frontline, that's what it reminded me of, just an upgraded graphically, you know, enhanced version of that. And it's just, you know, this is such a great game. The Battle of the Bulge was another really fantastic area that they highlighted. And yeah, let's see, Dead Alliance. This is not a really fun game. I have the platinum on it. It was one of those that I just was like, it's a doable platinum. I mean, it's there's not really much that you have to do to get the platinum. It's just very time consuming and repetitive, and yeah, it's not really my cup of tea. Moving on, we have Deadpool. Now, I bought this from one of my soldiers a while ago, and he was just cleaning out his PS4 collection, and I picked it up for like $5. Yeah, I mean, it was fun from what I remember, but you know, I probably won't ever go back to it. I've played through it, I think, 2 times actually, and that's enough for me. Moving on, we have Destiny and Destiny 2. Now, Destiny, I picked this up. I definitely did not pick it up for $16. I think I picked it up for $3, and I picked up Destiny 2 for $5, brand new. So this one I did get used. This one I got brand new, and yeah, they're Destiny games. You guys know about Destiny. There's no point in really elaborating on that. Okay, we have Doom. Now, Doom is a really, really cool. I want to say it's a reboot of the series, because it just basically, you know, it reintroduces everyone. If you've never played a Doom game, this is a great game to get into. And it's just not going to make you feel like you're too much of an outsider for not playing a Doom game before. All right. Dragon Age Inquisition. Now this, I purchased this right around the time my daughter was born. It was right before my daughter was born, and I got halfway through it, and I was just focusing on this game, and then my daughter was born, and just after that, I just fell out of it. I completed the story after she was born, but I just focused on the story, and I skipped out on a lot of the later side quests and stuff like that. But nevertheless, it is a great game. My favorite is the original Dragon Age. That's I think always going to be my favorite Dragon Age game. And yeah, moving on, we have Dying Light and Dying Light: The Following. So basically, this is the game, and then this is the game plus the expansion. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with Dying Light. It is a zombie parkour game, and I love the zombie games. And parkour has kind of been interesting to me, but I never really got into it in video games. Like what is that? There's a PS3 game. I can't think of it. It's gonna come to me. Mirror's Edge. There we go. Mirror's Edge. Kind of, games like that. It's fun. It just doesn't really appeal to me. But here we go. We have Earthfall. Earthfall is a lot like Left 4 Dead, but just not as fun. I'm just gonna bluntly say this is not as fun as Left 4 Dead. I could not find people to play online with, and I'm just not ever gonna get back into that. We have another game that I have a platinum for, Skyrim, Elderscrolls 5 Skyrim, just an amazing game. They really upped the ante with this, and yeah, I can't wait for Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, we've seen Elder Scrolls 5 how many times? It's been released and re-released, and I think they even have it on the Amazon Echo. Like, come on, seriously. Fallout 4. This is one that I had a great time playing, and I wanted to get the platinum, and then I just kind of lost interest all of a sudden, and I popped it out and haven't put it back in. But yeah, just an amazing game. And actually, yeah, inside it actually comes with this Vault Tech poster, and it's really cool. I always leave stuff like that in the game case. Yeah, it's really, really great game. We have Final Fantasy 15. Now this, I really enjoyed this one. It took me forever to get the motivation to put this in my PlayStation, but once I did, I just got so immersed in the world. It's really great, and it's just such a big open world Final Fantasy game. And there's so much stuff to do and explore, and I had a lot of fun. The only thing was, yeah, like it just took me forever to get the motivation, because I was like, oh, this is going to be a really time-consuming experience. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was a lot shorter than I thought, and I think that was what made me love it so much. Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. So I just finished streaming this not too long ago, and yeah, it's just really, really good stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the original. I don't own the original, so I'm glad that I can add the remastered version into my collection. We have God of War. So God of War, this was just an amazing, amazing story. I really I really could sit here and talk a lot about this, but I want to make this as short of a video as possible since I have so many games. But if you haven't checked out God of War, definitely do yourself a favor and check that game out. We have Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series. This is a pretty decent game. It's a Telltale game, so you know what you're getting in when you put that in. It's a decent Telltale game. There's not really much special about it. It's just Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. We have Homefront, the Revolution. So here's the standard edition, and I picked this up. I want to say I got it pretty cheap at GameStop, and a few months later I was at a game store, and they had this Homefront the Revolution in the Steelbook case, and I love the Steelbook cases, and I want to say I picked it up. They had this, it's the same price as the standard edition, and it was like $5. So for $5 I picked up the Steelbook, and yeah, I mean it is not that great of a game, critically, but I had a lot of fun with it. And just because a game doesn't receive, great critical reception, there's no reason you can't enjoy that. This is one that, so remember I was saying that I had that issue with my PS4 where the games would keep crashing. Horizon Zero Dawn was one of those games that would keep crashing, and I would start it, and I'd get maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in, and it would crash. So this is why I actually bought a PS4 Pro, just to play this game. And once I did, I just did not stop. I did not put this game down until I completed it, and I got the Platinum. And once I got the Platinum, that is when I popped the game out. But I had so much fun with this. This is such an amazing story, and I definitely recommend that to anyone that has a PS4. You definitely need that God of War in your collection. Those are 2 amazing games. They're perfect. All right. Moving on, we have more games. Infamous Second Son. Infamous Second Son is one of the first PS4 games that I ever owned, and I just had a lot of fun with it. I want to say that this was one of the games that I bought in Korea, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I bought it at the PX in Korea, and yeah, that's how I spent my time in Korea when I wasn't out exploring. Was playing PS4, and yeah, great game. I do not enjoy it as much as the original Infamous, but I mean, you get what you get, Moving on, we have Jurassic World Evolution. Now, Jurassic World Evolution is kind of like Operation Genesis, and you get to build your own Jurassic Park, and I mean, who doesn't want to do that? So you get to build your own enclosures, pick your dinosaurs, and you have to make your dinosaurs happy. You have to make your guests happy, and it's just, it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon meets Jurassic Park. All right, we have Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3, I actually waited a little bit to get. I originally wanted to pick it up day one, but for whatever reason, I just decided, I was not going to get it day one, and I want to say I picked it up at $20, and $20 for this game is a great price, and it was just, I was very happy when I played this. I know there's some criticisms about this, and the story is very convoluted, but I've played through Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3. I played through some of the other ones. I've played through Birth by Sleep. I haven't played through Recoded. I haven't played through Dream Drop Distance. But yeah, I've been trying to keep up with the Kingdom Hearts series. My buddy Rigo got me into that, and yeah, just a great series. We have Marvel Spider-Man. Marvel Spider-Man, I mean, this is just another one of those amazing games. If you want the definitive Spider-Man experience, this is the game that I would recommend. I had so much fun. And growing up, I think one of my favorite games was Ultimate Spider-Man, and it just kind of felt like that to me. Now, I mean, not as comic booky as Ultimate Spider-Man, but I mean, just getting in Spider-Man's shoes and swinging around, that is just always fun. All right, we have another Marvel game, Marvel vs. Capcom. Now this, I played through one time, and that was it. That was enough for me. And, you know, I've got friends, they always love the Marvel vs. Capcom series, but for me, it just never really, you know, struck me. But yeah, you know, I figured I might as well pick up Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite while I can, because, you know, who knows? I know there's, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is really hard to find. In fact, pretty much every Marvel vs. Capcom besides, I think 3 is pretty common. And this is pretty common as of right now. Who knows, though? You know, that can change. We have Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. So this is the first game in the Middle-earth series, in the Shadow of series. And, you know, it's just really fun. I enjoyed it. Just, you know, great story. And, yeah, I had a lot of fun. And then we have Middle-earth, Shadow of War. So I picked this up at a Game Days sale, or is it Pro Days? Game Days? I want to say Pro Days, at GameStop. And I want to say I picked it up for like $5 or $10. And it definitely was worth that price. Definitely worth a lot more than that. But, you know, I'm all about saving money. So if I can pick these games up at a cheap price, that's what I'll do, unless it's something that I just absolutely love and I need to get. So moving on, we have Murdered, Soul Suspect, and I mean, it's an okay game. I picked it up. This was one of the first games that I picked up when I got to the U.S., and I picked it up at Media Exchange, and it was under $10, and I got a PS4 game, so I was happy about that. But at the same time, you know, I feel like it could have been better. All right, now speaking of a game that could have been better, I know that a lot of people have said that this game has gotten better with updates, and you know, it just disappointed me. And I picked it up day one because I was really excited about the concept of it. And I still think the concept is an amazing concept, and it's just an amazing game. But when I found out like the discoveries that I was making, I guess there was an issue where they weren't saving. So if you named something, you know, is kind of a, you know, a long shot if someone ever would find it. But apparently they had people naming stuff, and you know. Just because you name stuff, it would just not populate in someone else's game, and that is No Man's Sky. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but yeah, there was a big controversy over the ability to name planets and stuff like that, and I was really getting into that, and I was naming every world that I came across, and yeah, for whatever reason, you know, I read an article that didn't matter, that it was not going to affect another player and no one would ever see that. And that kind of got me disappointed. I was like, well, you know, I'm going around traveling and exploring. You know, I want someone to at least see the names that I've created, because I was really putting a lot of thought into that. And, you know, I was doing a lot of sci-fi references and stuff like that. And it was disappointing. But I did get the platinum on it, and yeah, it's just one of those, you know. I'm probably never gonna go back to that. All right, we have Oni-Chanbara, and it's Z2 Chaos. There we go. That is a mouthful. So I picked up this, played through it. I actually really enjoyed it. And I got it really cheap. So I think that's, you know, has kind of an effect on how I enjoy a game. you know, if I buy a game for $60, if I bought this at $60, I probably wouldn't have been very happy with it. But since I bought it for under $10, you know, I did really enjoy it. Had a lot of fun with it. I actually picked up the Japanese imports of the Onichanbara games. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, I picked up the Japanese imports for the PS2 because I owned this one, so I wanted to see kind of how that series started. All right, we have The Order, 1886. Whew. So yeah, I did not pay $60 for this game, and I'm really glad that I did not, because this game is very short, but it is an amazing cinematic experience. I think you can pick it up for under $10 now, and I'd say, you know, at the $5-6 range, it's worth it. But yeah, do not pay $60 for this. But I think it was more of a cinematic experience than a game, and nothing wrong with that. But I mean, it's just one of those things that I wish it was going to be a longer game, and hopefully they have a sequel to it, because I'd like to see it built in an amazing world. But besides that, I mean, it didn't really go into depth too much about anything in particular, and I mean, it just, you know, whatever. Prey. So this one I picked up at, I want to say it was at GameStop. I picked that up, played through it. Just a great game. But I can see why people will really enjoy it. But for me personally, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the average gamer would. So I mean, that's just my personal preference. I just felt like there's so much stuff that I needed to do in that game. And it's, you know, fighting the mimics for whatever reason was just not as fun for me as, you know, it probably would be for the rest of you guys. Psycho-Pass, Mandatory Happiness. So this is a visual novel based on the Psycho-Pass series, and it is just great. I love this. I mean, you would not like this unless you're a Psycho-Pass fan. So if you're a fan of the series, if you're a fan of anime and visual novels, definitely look into that. But if you're not, then skip that. All right, we have Ratchet and Clank. So this is one that I really had the intention of trying to get the platinum on, but I think there's one trophy that it's just going to be difficult for me, and I think you have to make every type of enemy dance with this special gun that makes enemies dance, and or something like that. But for whatever reason, I missed one type of enemy, and after that, I just didn't have the motivation after I completed it to go back. So yeah, I mean, this is just a great game, though. I love the Ratchet and Clank games. I've been playing them since PS2, and I'm really glad that they brought that to PS4. All right, now this is just an amazing game. This is the game that got me really heavily into the Resident Evil series, and this is Resident Evil 2. So Resident Evil 2, I've been playing Resident Evil games since basically the time that I've been gaming. One of my first memories gaming was Resident Evil, playing that at a friend's house. He lived 2 doors down from me, and he's playing it, and I just remember the initial scene with the zombie, turning his head and stuff like that, and that I think that actually kind of had like a scarring effect on me, man. That still freaks me out to this day. But yeah, I mean, I've been playing Resident Evils, but I've never been that good at them. And then Resident Evil 2, this is the game that I got through, and I just enjoyed it. I didn't have too much difficulty with it. I think they modernized it enough to where it's still fun and it's still challenging. And I think they just did a great job of getting that moderation between fun and challenging. And yeah, just great. Loved going through that. And I went through it again, and I can see myself going back to that. I hope they do Resident Evil 3 like that. I know they did a remake of the original Resident Evil. I own that for the GameCube. And I have that on the PS4 as well digitally. But yeah, that version. I mean, the controls were still bothered me. Resident Evil 2, I love the controls on that. I had no difficulty with the controls, and that's the type of thing. I don't want to have difficulty with controls. I want to have a difficult game. I can deal with a difficult game. I do not like to deal with difficult controls. Moving on, we have Rise of the Tomb Raider. So Rise of the Tomb Raider, great game. I loved the Tomb Raider games on PS4. I still have to get the newest one, and I actually won the newest one on not the 360, on the Xbox One. I won that at Dave & Buster's, and yeah, I mean it's just I'd prefer to play it on the PS4. So when I have a chance, I'll get the new Tomb Raider on the PS4. All right, here we go. We have slightly random. I mean, this is just such a weird game, but I mean, it was fun. So we have Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash, and this is the no shirt, no shoes, all service edition. And when they mean all service, I mean they mean fan service. Yeah, I mean this is great. I picked this up for $30 at GameStop, and yeah, let's just open it up and see what they got inside. So we have the soundtrack, and yeah, I have not opened it. That is still in the plastic. We have the art book. So we've got a nice art book full of fan service and stuff like that. And then of course we have the game. So I actually just picked up a PS Vita game, Valkyrie Drive, and it pretty much came with this exact same stuff for that game. It came with the soundtrack, the art book, and of course the game. And now for me, the reason that I got this, because I've never played any of the Senran Kagura games before. I actually just picked up another one just because. Look at this case. I mean, I've never seen, you know, a PS4 game in a case like this. So to have this on my shelf, I was very excited. This is the first type of PS4 game that I saw in a case like this. And if I can add something weird to my collection, I'm gonna do it. So I had a lot of fun with this. That is definitely gonna have to be packed up with care, though. All right, moving on. Here we go. We have South Park: The Fractured Butthole. So, of course, that is a play on words, and I picked this up. I want to say I picked this up day one, and I just had a lot of fun with it. Really fun game, and it also included the Stick of Truth. So I played through both the Stick of Truth and the Fractured Butthole, and I had a lot of fun with them. All right. We have two games. Now, these two are a little bit controversial. Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, unfortunately, these games did not come out, and they didn't come out to critical acclaim. And, that's unfortunate. Like, they had a lot of potential, but they made this game online only. So, I had to measure it by beating it. I originally went through, and there was a glitch, so I couldn't get the platinum, so I couldn't define beating the game by that. So when I hit the max level cap, that's when I said, okay, I'm done with it. I can put it on my shelf, and I won't feel guilty about having a game that I didn't complete on my shelf. Finally, they patched the game. I could get that one trophy that I just couldn't get before, and I got the platinum, and I have the platinum on that. This is another game I defined beating it by the campaign, so that was good. But I still went through, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I got the platinum trophy. A lot of people, a lot of people didn't like this game. I had a lot of fun with the multiplayer battles. I could definitely see how the pay to win mechanics could piss off a lot of people. I will never pay to win, so I played through legitimately, and I did get the platinum legitimately. Now I did it in a very cheap way. I definitely found maps that I was good at, and I kept replaying those maps as much as I could. But I mean, that's still legitimate way. Now we have another Star Wars game. So this is a limited run game. We have Star Wars Bounty Hunter. So this is sealed. This is always going to remain sealed. And it's just, I love this game. I have the digital copy of it. And yeah, I bought the digital copy before they were ever talking about making a physical copy. And when the physical copy came out, I just had to pick it up. So I believe that those three are the only Star Wars physical releases, besides, I think, Lego Star Wars. I mean, you know, count those if you want, but I don't count those as true Star Wars games. But I think these are the only three true Star Wars games ever released on PS4 as of now. I know they're coming out with Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm looking forward to playing that. That one looks amazing. But you know, not Marvel, Disney has really burned its you know, bridge with me. I don't particularly like the new Disney stuff. So I mean, fingers crossed that, you know, Fallen Order, you know, doesn't follow that trend. But I'm not gonna pick it up day one. We have Sword Art Online Lost Song. So this is one I played through, and I played through on the Vita originally, but it has a cross save. So I played through a little bit with the cross save feature, and I completed it both on the Vita and the PS4. Yeah, I really enjoy the Sword Art Online anime, so I just had to pick up the games as well. They also have, I think it was Hollow Fragment or something like that, and they have another one. They have multiple Sword Art Online games, but that's the only one that I've completed. All right, we have, let's see, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. So Tomb Raider, yes, this is another one. You know, like I said, I loved the reboot. I mean, this is just, they rebooted this series so well, and they made it, you know, just incredibly fun, and I had a great time with that. Moving on, we have Tom Clancy games. So we have Tom Clancy's The Division and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. So definitely enjoyed The Division. For a while I was thinking about maybe getting the Platinum, but I don't think they have a player base for that anymore. So, I mean, maybe I'll check out The Division 2. But Ghost Recon Wildlands, this is another one. You know, when I started, I was like, yeah, I can definitely see myself trying to get the Platinum on this. I just had a lot of fun, and I didn't beat it as fast as I could for a change. I definitely went through, and I just, you know, I did what I could, and, you know, it was finally maybe like 2 or 3 weeks into playing it. I was like, okay, you know what? Let me finally finish this game. We have the Uncharted games. So we have Uncharted 4, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, and Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection. All of them are just amazing games. I really enjoyed Uncharted 4, the ending of that. In fact, I was just watching a video by Ken's Gaming Collection. Check him out if you haven't already. I'm going to leave a little card. So click on that card to check his channel out. The ending of this game just was like, it made me very emotional. I'm not gonna lie, but really enjoyed that game. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, it was decent. I really enjoyed it. I could see myself going and trying to get the Platinum on it. I think there was just maybe like 1 or 2 trophies that were annoying, but I had a lot of fun with it. But I only went through and played it, I think, 2 times, and that was it. Not as long as the other Uncharted games, I'm going to say that. And we have Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection. So, I mean, this has Uncharted, Uncharted 2, and Uncharted 3. And I mean, they're just all amazing games. I had a lot of fun playing that. And yeah, in fact, I waited a very long time to get this. As you can see, I spent $13 on it, and that is just an amazing price for that game. All right, we have, let's do both of these at the same time. The Walking Dead, this is A New Frontier, and the final season. So, as you know, I mean, basically, Telltale Games, it started the series, they closed down. I really enjoyed the New Frontier. The final season, I really enjoyed, although they changed it up. They definitely changed it up a lot compared to the other games, so you can't just finish the game and get the platinum, and I was a little disappointed in that, but I still just had a lot of fun playing this. I actually stream this on my channel, so you know, definitely check that out if you're interested in seeing the gameplay on that. We have a game that for the longest time I passed this up, and I really wish I hadn't, because I really enjoyed it, and that is The Wolf Among Us, a Telltale game series. And yeah, just The Wolf Among Us, I mean, it basically takes storybook characters, and it focuses on how they interact in the modern world with humans and stuff. So they're kind of like living these double lives, where they have to appear as regular people, but they also are the storybook characters that, you know, they've always been. Alright, we have Wolfenstein 2, A New Colossus. This, I played through, I had fun with it, but I mean, for me, it just wasn't really my cup of tea. Moving on, another game that I've streamed on the channel, World War Z. This game, I feel like this is going to be a rarer game eventually. I don't know if you're going to be able to play it, because I think it is, you have to connect online to play it. And that's unfortunate. I hate when games do that, because you're just locking off your content, you know, and when your server goes down, that's it. I could be wrong, you know, it might be playable without online connectivity, but I've always connected online, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it, but I mean, I feel like they could have added more depth to it, because yeah, like if I would have seriously tried to rush through it, I probably could have completed all the campaign missions pretty fast. Moving on, final two games, we have Yakuza Kiwami. So this is the Steelbook case, and I love this. This game is just such an amazing game. This really inspired me to get the other Yakuza games. I've been a fan of Yakuza since Yakuza Dead Souls, but I had fun with that, and I never really got into the other Yakuza games after that. But that's what brought me into the Yakuza games, is that Yakuza Dead Souls. It was just so weird, so off the wall, and I just really enjoyed it. But yeah, I eventually decided, okay, I'm going to get in the Yakuza series, and this is basically the first Yakuza game remastered. So Yakuza Kiwami, if you're looking to start into the Yakuza series, definitely check that out. Now, I know they have Yakuza Kiwami 2, and I'm trying to play through that once I'm done streaming Vampire. I'm gonna knock that game out. And I was playing that before I was playing Vampire. But yeah, Yakuza Kiwami 2. So they have the first and second games remastered on PS4. So you have the Yakuza 3 on that one's on the PS3. You have Yakuza 4, I want to say Yakuza 4 is on the PS3 as well, but they're remastering those and putting them on the PS4. So if you're looking to get into the Yakuza series, you're eventually going to be pretty much able to play all the Yakuza games, I think, with the exception of Yakuza Dead Souls, on the PS4. So definitely look into that game series. And last but not least, we have Zombieland Double Tap Road Trip, and this is a great twin stick shooter, very fast. I completed the game in under 6 hours, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it, and I feel like this is going to be another one that's going to be really really rare and hard to find. So that is my entire completed PS4 collection. These are the games that I've completed. I've gone through the story, and I said, you know what, it's time to put them on my shelf. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you really enjoy these games. What games you enjoy, what games you didn't enjoy. You know, because I like hearing, well, you know, that game sucks. Because I mean, there's definitely a few games in here that are not the you know, top of the class. But hey, you know, that's all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a very long video, so I really appreciate if you've made it all the way through to the end. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye-bye.